What's up, Brandon? Another episode. I think this is our third best ball draft.
Yes, but this today we're doing Best Ball Mania and we're going balls to the wall with it, Mark. And we are coming up, we're 4 picks away. I say we should kick it off. And well, I'm going to put the pressure on you, Mark. I'm going to let you have the first selection in our Best Ball Mania draft.
You like this view better, or you like this view better? This one shows the screen a little bit more. Maybe we go this one. They don't care about seeing our face.
Yeah.
So we're up in how many picks?
We are up in 2 picks. We're right here.
Okay.
And it looks like Bijan and Brees Hall are off the board. Jefferson just went off the board. So we're either going to get Chase or Amon Ra to fall to us. I think that's a great start because I don't have that much Amon Ra.
How do you feel about Chase, though, man? We don't know what his status is.
Well, the guy in front of us just took him, but we do get Amon Ra, and I will say I hardly have any of him. How about we attack some Lions this draft?
Let's go.
All right. So we got Amon Ra, and I think we pick 17. So we're going to be in that range of like Debo, Nico, Saquon, Waddle, A-Chain.
And I don't mind these line stacks either, because there's a lot of ways that you can double stack them too. You can obviously reach for Laporta. You can even double stack it with Gibbs and hope that they hit him on some screen passes, things of that nature.
Right. I think that's a good call, Mark, especially if Gibbs were to fall to us. We could get like a Amon Ra Gibbs stack going. And I don't mind Goff's chances this year in an offense where that could take the next step and blow up again.
Yeah, and depending on, the way I like to play these best ball, what I'm learning is I like to reverse engineer the draft. So, the next 2 or 3 receivers, well, the second or third receiver that we take, I sort of like to think back, like which quarterbacks, depending on what receivers available now, which quarterbacks are going to be available in the later rounds that we don't have to reach for, so we can actually fill the meat of our roster before we start reaching for quarterbacks.
Yeah, exactly. I kind of like I like doing that. Like we can wait on a Caleb Williams, we can wait on a Jordan Love, we can wait even on a Jared Goff, and then go 3 QB with like Bo Nix rushing upside and everything. So I think that's right up my alley.
Good. So a piece of advice that you might give out there is to reach for the best receiver available instead of maybe reaching for like a Jalen Hurts or a Josh Allen, which you might get those big games week in and week out from the quarterback, but it's really going to deplete the talent level that you get for your second or third wide receiver.
Yeah. All right. So I think we got a clear decision because I know week 17, the 49ers and Lions play against each other, and we could stack that playoff game with Amon Ra and Debo. What do you think, Mark? Debo better than anybody else.
Yeah, they say Debo looks like he's in great shape this year, so I don't mind that pick at all.
Okay, and then we are 14 picks away. So we're probably going to pick in this region. Let me see what pick we are on. So I say we're off to a great start. I like our start. So we're pick number 32.
Sorry, I'm bouncing us around the screen. I'm just trying to see where it looks best to see the screen for the viewers.
I think where you had it was good.
Down here?
Yeah. And I can just scroll up or down because it makes the screen larger.
Yeah.
I can zoom in a little bit more. Do you want me to do that?
With this view, I think we're good in terms of seeing the screen. I just want to make sure that we're not blocking anything ourselves.
Oh, do you want me to zoom out?
No, you're good. You're good. So I like this build. We're thinking for the later games, like you said, that Niners Lions game later in the season, helping us to get a bring back, in that game and really attack again that we think will be ultra competitive. If you remember the NFC Championship game last year, how competitive that game was, back and forth scoring, came down to the wire, and my Niners pulled it off to get to the Super Bowl, only to fall to Patrick Mahomes again.
Yeah, it's so rigged, man. Such a rigged league, man. We all know the 49ers should have won, but
We're turning into
they only call holding if it's a 49ers jersey.
well, we're turning into those Bills, man. We better break through. This has to be the year. We're turning into the Bills when they went to like 4 straight Super Bowls and lost all 4 times.
So someone took DJ Moore. It's going to be harder to stack Caleb Williams unless we get like Romo Dunze later. Ayuk just went off the board. So it's looking like we're going to have to decide.
Would you reach for a Laporta?
What pick are we? 41, and he goes 38. Because I think the guy behind us, I don't know, it's tough. If Mike Evans falls, I don't think I can reach for him. But if he doesn't, I don't mind reaching for Laporta.
Just because you get that nice double stack over there for the Lions. I really don't like. They do have some up and coming receivers there in Detroit, but I really just don't believe in them as much as I do.
I'm sorry, Mark. I'm gonna have to when Mike Evans falls to you and you have a chance to go Amon-Ra, Debo, and Mike Evans. I think we got to take it.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I'm saying in terms of having a Laporta, I think with the Lions, for example, that those target shares are really going to go to those two guys. It's not like a team like the Packers where it's going to be balanced between 74 wide receivers out there. So I'm fine with Mike Evans pick. There's no problem there.
And it's really condensed, the target share, like you said. So yeah, I like it a lot. And then we can lock off Jared Goff later. So I think it's a good call. I was gonna click him if Mike Evans would have went off the board.
Yeah.
Thoughts on Kelsey this year? Are you touching him at all in best ball, or do you kind of see like he kind of reminds me of Rob Gronkowski when he was playing his last year. It's like he'd had a few blow-up games, but other than that, like they just rested him for the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, it's a unique situation. We know we talked about this yesterday on our Polymarket video. They brought in some weapons to really take the top off the defense and threaten, the deep shot with Mahomes to Worthy and Mahomes to Hollywood Brown, which obviously is going to free up the underneath to Kelsey, who might just eat all day because they're not going to be able to cheat up and bracket them like they did last year. So, it's a unique situation. I mean, I think we can see another year that he squeezes out a Travis Kelsey possible, number one fantasy year, just because of the talent that they brought around. And they got Mahomes getting them the ball. Kelsey could probably run around on one leg, and Mahomes is going to find a way to throw the ball behind the back, whatever, to get Kelsey involved in the offense.
We just got to fade one guy because this guy already has tight end. We got to fade this guy, E.T. Bagley. And then we have our double stack. I will say that Josh Allen does play the Lions week 15 if Sam Laporta does not fall to us, or we can go for another receiver. But our guy falls to us, Sam Laporta. And, I can't dream of a better start. How about you, Mark?
Yeah, no, it looks like we are setting up for a very successful run on this draft because we're obviously going to be targeting the Lions quarterback, right? That's a given. We're going for Goff. We need him, especially with this double stack, so we can't sleep on that. But worst comes to worst, if we do get sniped by some idiot who's just going to take Goff to pair with, the third string or fourth string wide receiver, we can always go with a Brock Purdy and a Baker Mayfield. Not that that's ideal, but we have options.
Yeah, we do have options. Like I said, for the week 15, Buffalo does play they do play the Lions. So we can have James Cook as our hero RB as part of our strategy for week 15. We can have him as a bring back. We do have, let's see, we have McLaurin in there, so we could target Jaden Daniels later. We have Calvin Ridley, Keenan Allen, Jaden Reed. We could do the double stack in Tampa. We have Rashad White, Romo Dunze. I know you're a big fan of Caleb. Should I star Romo Dunze just so we have
Star.
an
I mean, you could star him. I wouldn't feel confident. I would rather have him as like my fifth wide receiver.
yeah. Yeah, I agree. Well, I think when you start off with this, I think you could have him as your fourth. I would not want him as my third.
Yeah. I mean, if I'm
Um,
choosing between McLaurin and Odunze, I'm going McLaurin. Obviously, it just depends on who's out there.
yeah, right now we still got George. We're 5 away. We got George Pickens, Josh Jacobs, McLaurin, Christian Kirk. Oh, McLaurin just went off the board. Calvin Ridley, Xavier Worthy, who I'm not really a big fan of.
But why are we overlooking Keenan Allen? If we're going to target Caleb Williams, why are we overlooking Keenan Allen?
So the thing with Keenan Allen is I'm kind of scared of the reports of the
He's fat.
they've been calling him fat. He's coming in heavy. Um, I don't know. I'm kind of scared off a little bit. I don't know if I should buy into the reports or what, but we could do Keenan Allen. Um, I don't know. This George Pickens though, if he falls to us 10 spots, oh, okay, the guy got him. The guy got him. So
Where are we running back wise? Like who's available?
we could still wait on Rashad White, Joe Mixon, Kenneth Walker, David Montgomery.
They took James Cook, huh?
Yeah. So we got to go receiver right now. We could go Keenan Allen and try to double stack Romo Dunze.
Yeah, bro. I mean, I'm not afraid of Keenan Allen being chubby.
All right. I agree. I think Keenan Allen's Keenan Allen. I think he's
His job is to catch the balls over the middle. He's not going to be this dynamic, deep threat for them, And I think the way that he's year in and year out proven that he's a pro, that he's always in the mix for a ton of catches. He's like the PPR king, man. So I know it's not Justin Herbert throwing the ball, but I'm not worried.
right. I'm kind of not worried either, especially after seeing Caleb Williams play a little bit in the preseason. And as a bonus, if Romo Dunze falls to us, we can go for the double Lions and Bear stack.
Yeah,
And I think Caleb and Jared Goff complement each other in that regard.
Exactly. 2 games a year against each other.
If we don't get Roma Dunze, would you? Oh, that hurts.
I didn't
even he got Rome.
Okay.
So we could either go for, in my eyes, I think we could go for Rashad White. I think he's a great value at 65, or Kenneth Walker. I'm gonna let you decide who we go.
I'm going Rashad White just because I like his ability to catch the ball over Kenneth Walker.
Yeah, and then we could do the Baker stack also. So
yeah,
that's I'm
liking
nicely how this is looking.
Setting up nicely correlation wise, the build of this squad so far. I think we're in very good shape.
Yeah, I don't mind having Rashad White as my hero RB. So I think that was a great call.
Yeah, you still got Godwin out there. Not that he's going to fall to us, but.
So in this range, we have a lot of boomer bust players. I
love James Conner in this range.
Yeah, I think James Conner is great for our build. I will say I do love Najee Harris now that Jalen Warren pulled his hamstring. I think he can be a bell cow this year at a discount. And then if we really want to go for the home run at wide receiver, I don't know. I'm hearing Brian Thomas is looking like a home run so far, and we can get some exposure to that Jaguars offense. Maybe every time I talk about a guy, they take him off the board.
Keep your mouth shut, man.
they're stream sniping us or something.
What do you think too heavy with Jameson Williams? too heavy with the Lions?
I don't mind it. Um, because now that we have Keenan Allen as like a floor play, because this is half PPR instead of full PPR. I'm not saying Keenan Allen doesn't have touchdown equity, but I'd rather go for like a home run. So, like for instance, because we have Lions, I kind of don't mind going Keon Coleman for that bring back in week 15.
Okay.
Um, and the good thing about Keon Coleman is Matt Collins did play last season preseason game, and Keon Coleman got 15 out of the 17 starter snaps, and Matt Collins only got 2, and they play the same role. So he's looking like an every down starter, especially since he's going to be one of the best blockers too on the outside. So, well, they just took him. So,
Is Kincaid? Kincaid's gone, I would assume.
yes, I think our guy fell to us,
Yeah, we
which
got
is
to go Najee.
Najee. I think he's a safe pick with upside,
Yeah.
and reports are coming out that let's not forget that he caught a lot of balls early on in his career. He had 40 in 2022. 2023, that offense was a mess. And he's got back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons. And I think they're running like that zone gap read, which Najee is reportedly better than, statistically wise, than Warren. So I think it suits him better. And I think we have a lot of touchdown equity with Najee. Like,
Yeah.
would we be surprised if we look up at the end of the year and he has 8+ touchdowns and like 40 receptions and another 1,000 yards on the ground and maybe 300 through receptions? I wouldn't be. And that would probably be good for like RB10, RB12. So
Yeah, no, I'm not mad. I'm not mad at Najee. It seems like every time they do get into the red zone anyway, even if Jalen Warren is the one that got him down there, they pull Warren out and Najee gets the TD. So
yeah. Speaking of juice, I don't mind going Jordan Addison here. Now that we have our receivers, well, there we go again.
incredible.
I will say, we could go another running back. Like we could add Boom to the running back room with maybe like a Raheem Mostert. And it's a mini correlation in week 15 because I think it's the 49ers and Dolphins play against each other in week 15. And we could have that bring back as well. And that should also be a shootout. What are your thoughts on Raheem Mostert? He did outsnap Devon A-Chain in the first 2 drives. I think it was like 60-40.
Yeah, I'm not worried about that. I think they're just really trying to make sure that A-Chain's healthy to go into the season. But Mostert had 20-something touchdowns. I know A-Chain was out for injury, but he seems to just have a nose for the end zone, and he's a big play running back, super fast, likes to surf. I know him well because he started out in the Bay Area with my 49.
Oh, we got sniped on Mostert.
All right, so let's see. Would you go Warren?
To stack, I would let him fall to us, and we can reach for a guy like Chase Brown. We go DeAndre Hopkins and take the discount.
So you can also wait for Javonte Williams too for running back.
So you want to go D Hops?
He's hurt, but we can wait till he gets back.
He they say he's going to be ready for week 1.
Okay.
So having D Hops as my 5th wide receiver, I'm feeling pretty good.
Yeah.
And in case we have an emergency where we have to go Will Levis,
And we have our
that gives us an out.
Yeah, reverse engineering the build. You know who we should have probably looked at that we just overlooked right now? Not that Hopkins is a bad pick, but I know you love the Broncos, so we could have picked up that.
Oh yeah, Cortland Sutton. You're right. Yeah, you're right. I think we messed up on that one.
You win some, you lose some, man. But we're winning in this draft. I think when we're talking about Hopkins over Sutton, we already know what quarterbacks we want to target. So we're hoping that those are the big dogs, the alphas of our team.
Well, it says Jared Goff usually goes 124. Let me see what pick we have. 128. So he should fall to us. Let me see if anybody on this side has. They
Jameson
already,
Williams.
they already have all their quarterbacks. So yeah, we could wait on Goff at 128. Yeah, see, Jalen Warren is fallen.
I mean, I don't think Jalen Warren's a bad pick just because you're going to get, it's essentially serving as one running back if he does fall to us, right? So whatever yards the Pittsburgh Steelers running game gets in that, he's gone, right? Somebody took him. So
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not going to talk
It's
about it.
it's incredible. Every time we start talking a player up, I will say I want to kind of move Khalil Shakir up just for that bring back in the Lions stack. And I think he brings a little boomer bust to our wide receiver room because we have what do the kids say nowadays? Nowadays we have three old heads at 3, 4, 5, and I think he can bring a little bit of youth and boomer bust to our wide receiver room, and he's perfect for. I think the Lions play Buffalo week 15, so I don't want to talk him up too much because I don't want to get pissed off and sniped again. So I'm gonna stay silent.
You can do a Pollard, Tajay Spears
I think we could
with
because
Javante.
there's enough room to go Khalil Shakir, and then Spears might fall to us 6 picks later.
Yeah.
Um,
Are you willing to go Shakir over Javante?
yes, I am. Because I'm a big fan of Javante and Jaleel McLaughlin, and I think we have enough. Um, I think this could really set up our lineup to like just blow out the competition, especially now that Curtis Samuel has turf toe and he's going to be out multiple weeks. And Khalil Shakir is the only one with chemistry with Josh Allen. And we arguably could have, besides Kincaid, Buffalo's number one wide receiver.
Right.
So I kind of like it. It brings a dynamic to our lineup where we're gonna capture those spike weeks in Buffalo.
Now, where does Caleb Williams go in these drafts? What's his ADP?
He was going in the 105s, but now
He's kind of skyrocketing it up.
ever since Romo Dunze Williams connected with Romo Dunze, they both go early now. So they were going like 105, 75. Now they go 90 and then 64. That's how much they moved up.
Okay.
They each moved up around because of that highlight.
Yeah, because I think with Goff we can wait, right? Like I don't think anybody's going to take him because we've got all the pieces that fit there, unless somebody's just
right. Because I kind of checked on that side. Oops, I don't know why it's all the way over here. Okay, because I checked on that side of the board where it comes back around to us. Nobody has Lions, and they all have an elite caliber quarterback. So I doubt they would ruin their build. I will say we could double tap QB and go Brock Purdy and then Jared Goff. Or we could get Brian Robinson. Okay, well, Brian Robinson's gone. These are the options that we have. I mean, the Blake Corum's on the board. Dontavian Wicks is on the board. Where do you want to go here, Mark? Do you want to double tap quarterback, or do you want to bolster the wide receiver room further, or maybe get like a young gun in Blake Corum?
It sucks, but I almost feel like we're gonna have to triple tap the quarterback for our build. If we want,
Brock Purdy?
If we want Purdy to line up with Debo, I think it's something we got to do, right?
All right, let's do it. We're gonna double tap quarterback, and now we're just waiting on Goff. So we're gonna go back to the board, and we're gonna sweat. We're gonna sweat the Goff way. Oh, I miscalculated. I thought it was coming back around over here.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know who's taking Goff because it just really doesn't fit.
Well, let me see the guy with Jameson Williams. He's got Jalen Hurts. So I think he might wait on QB. This is what the draft room's all about. That getting that big sweat in.
Yeah, this is the exciting part. Put you on the edge of your seat.
If we do get Goff, this is looking like a fantastic team. I like the call though. Double tap quarterback.
I mean, you kind of had to go because if you're a poker player, right? So like I'm not, but we have to kind of bet here that people know that we hold the cards that's most likely going to fit with Goff, right? So they're not gonna really go there. But somebody who does have Ayuk or Kittle could snatch Purdy right before us, and then we don't have him on our squad.
Yeah, so we just got to sweat this guy right here, 125.
Where are we at with the quarterback ranks? Like who's available? Who would he take if there are QBs?
There's nobody around Goff right now. None. This is it. These are the players that are up next. So we're gonna go back and sweat. Cause I feel like we run better when we sweat this way. Swear to God, if he snipes us.
It's this dude here.
Yeah.
Yeah, the silence prior move.
Yes. Yes. Come on, baby. Maybe I spoke too soon. I'm still sweating.
Who we got here? Who's his quarterback? Two Gun.
He's got Joe Burrow.
Tommy Two Guns. Maybe he
He's
knows
got-
we want him and he wants to screw with us, knowing out where we got the next pick.
If he screws with us, we're sniping him the rest of the draft. We are coming after him. Anything he needs, we're gonna take.
Wow.
Oh my God. What a punk.
All right, so where's Caleb?
No, Caleb's gone.
Oh, he's gone.
Yeah. I say we go Ty Chandler. I kind of like him. I'm gonna pull Ty Chandler.
That hurt.
That did hurt. I'm gonna remember him. Two Gun.
But you know what happens, man? I think these guys that just let the thing auto draft for him because the time ran out. So the computer, or whatever you call it, was just auto drafting for him and taking best available. And that's what happened to us right
Yeah. I will say our lineup will be unique because if we go Will Levis and Bo Nix, Will Levis has a week by 5, I believe. So let's just say Laporta goes off and Jared Goff doesn't. And let's say Will Levis goes off with Hopkins, it'll be unique. Even though it's a long shot, I guess. But
so I kept saying, for the people that are watching us, I kept saying nobody's going to take Goff because we've got all the pieces that make sense. There's no reason. And, as you can see in best ball, what makes sense sometimes doesn't make sense. You run into the people that are auto drafting and it comes back to bite you in the ass. But you pivot, you do the best that you can, and you make the moves that are necessary for your build.
I will say I'm liking, because our running back room looks like they're all going to get playing time. We could bet on James Conner going down and we can get Trey Benson, he's having a horrible preseason, but he looks like the clear backup running back, and he did fall to us.
Well, how you feeling about Zeke, man? I know he's old and out of shape, but I
think we have enough. running back firepower, where I'd rather just shoot for the moon with my fourth running back, and if he does hit, this is a dangerous team. And plus, he's playing the Rams week 17, and that could be like a shootout where like he catches like 5 balls, takes one to the house, rushes a few in, and then we're pretty much betting against like the Arizona pass catchers. So like it's a bet against like McBride and like the other pass catchers like Marvin Harrison and whatnot. So I still like the team though. I mean, if I'm being real with you, with this build, the double stack with the Lions, I mean, I know it's not going to make sense, but contrarian wise, I think we can do a lot with this because I think more often than not, Brock Purdy outscores Jared Goff. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, I mean, I would. We have a tough schedule with the Niners this year, opening up against that disgusting Jets defense in Week 1. We play the Lions, so there are some tough games, but yeah, I mean, I think they're going to ask Brock Purdy to do way more this year than you've seen in the past, and I do think that Purdy outscores Goff.
So, are you comfortable going Baker and Will Levis? Are you okay? So, when you have Brock Purdy, do you think he's enough on his own to go 2 quarterbacks, or are you more comfortable going 3 quarterbacks?
Um, no, I think we should go 3.
Okay.
Just because what happens with the Niners is it could be a game where McCaffrey runs in 3 touchdowns. You know what I'm saying? And on those weeks, we need somebody that might be able to slang us 2 or 3 and possibly get those double dips with the correlation that we have out there. I mean, what are your thoughts?
No, I agree. I think because I'm looking at 164, 175. So let me see who has Mike. Oh, we have Mike Evans. Who has Chris Godwin? I thought we had Chris Godwin. No, well, this guy has him. We would have to grab him with our next pick right here, 161. So we could go. I think we can go start stacking some Arizona pieces and go like a Michael Wilson. Um, we could go. We could. Let me see. We go Michael Wilson, Jahan Dotson for more explosiveness. If you had to pick between the two, who do you prefer? We could pick Xavier Legette. I don't know what your thoughts on him. He's a good bring back because I think Bucks play Carolina the last week of the season.
Yeah, here he's like not disappointing, but really not doing anything crazy thus far.
So he's off the board for you.
I don't know, to be honest, I don't know enough about him other than that I hear that he's not really showing much through camp and through preseason.
He's got a good Southern accent.
He's from South Carolina, where I live right now. So
I think because Jahan Dotson fell to us, and he could definitely be a home run in a revamped Redskins offense. I say we take the explosiveness and balance out the Keenan Allen and DeAndre Hopkins.
I like Jahan Dotson for sure.
So I think our wide receivers, what does Antonio Brown used to say? Business is booming.
CTESPN, Antonio Brown. CTESPN.
Yes, and we got to. I think everybody has 2 quarterbacks. So, well, except for the Caleb Williams owner.
Man, I can't believe that we got sniped the pick before.
I mean, it's painful, but I will say I love this running back combination. I mean, this could be huge upside for us. And then we have, I mean, because they get like a beautiful matchup, Mike Evans and Rashad White the last week. And if Baker just throws 2 to Mike Evans, 1 to Rashad White, and then Rashad scores another one on the ground, we could have that contrarian winning ticket. And let's say Baker somehow, and he's done it before, is the highest scoring QB, and the Bucks go off against the Panthers the last week. And then the 49ers and Lions game goes off, but Jared Goff and Brock Purdy doesn't necessarily do well. Well, now we just hit the nuts, as they say in poker.
Yeah. We just got to hope that 160 doesn't take Baker.
Nah, he's got 2 QBs. He's not going to do it.
Yeah, we said that before about the other guys too.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there's no way. There's no way. He's going Sam Darnold, I think. Does he have Jordan Addison? No, he's got TJ. He's probably going to go Sam Darnold if he wants to go another quarterback. So we get him. Baker. I'm feeling good about this, Mark.
Yeah, got to do Baker.
So our quarterbacks right now, Brock Purdy, Baker Mayfield. And then our running back room as of now looks like Rashad White, Najee Harris, Ty Chandler, Trey Benson. And then we'll look at this beautiful wide receiver room where we have D-Hops at wide receiver 5. I mean, how are you feeling right now, Mark?
No, it's a very, very solid team, man. I'm happy. I'd be happier if we had Goff, but like we talked about when we started this video, we baked in that room for error if something wacky was going to happen, and something wacky did happen, but we stuck to our plan 2 and our plan 3, and we're good. You know, we still have the opportunity to snatch a Will Levis. I like that highlight of Cade Otton. You know, he's a sneaky good tight end, serviceable for me last year in Rainmakers. I actually had Cade Otton legendary. It allowed me to play up with Baker Mayfield and Cade Otton in that legendary tier.
I like it. I think I remember too. We also have Jordan Mason as an available running back.
Yeah.
Let me see.
I mean, for
I
Niners,
love Jonnu Smith. If we don't get Cade Otton, I think because apparently he's taking snaps in the backfield when they're at the goal line.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, apparently he's just an ultra athletic 250 tight end. And I think if he can score, if he could have, what did he do last year? I mean, he did 50 of 582 and 3 touchdowns with Arthur Smith. And the Dolphins love to run a lot of play action.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if, let's say, Hill gets hurt and you have Waddle and Jonnu Smith and other receivers, I think he can have a big game.
Okay. I think we should highlight, just because we have Brock Purdy, just to keep it in our mind as an emergency, is Juwan Jennings, if he's not taken.
Oh, definitely. No, nobody's. Third and Juwan.
Yeah, third and Juwan. Ricky Pearsall's not practicing. He's not going to practice this week.
I was going to say, if we didn't get sniped on Jared Goff, I would highlight Khalif Raymond, but teardrops. Yeah. So you were saying about Ricky Pearsall?
He came out, started practicing, had a hamstring injury, sat out, came back, hurt his shoulder, and he's not been practicing, and he's not supposed to practice this week. So the Niners drafted him to play right away, but he's not getting the reps. And what that's going to mean is it's going to be a slow evolution for Pearsall to kind of fit back into this offense through the first, I would say, quarter of the season. Somebody that you might want to keep your eye on too, deep, maybe last pick in the draft.
I just want to
go for it.
So we're going Will Levis, correct?
Let's do it.
I'm just consulting with you. So
yeah. But to finish my thought.
There we go. We got our athletic Jameis Winston. We got Baker cooking. And then we just got to hope Purdy doesn't choke. Your Niners don't choke.
Yeah, so just to finish my thought from before, we can keep an eye for one of the last picks of the draft. I don't know how many selections you get in this. I know DraftKings, I think
we get 18.
Robbie Chosen.
Oh, Don't. Come on now. You
I
gonna
don't
make me turn. You gonna make me turn into Stephen A.
I
right
don't listen.
now.
I don't love him, but when you're talking about home runs, right, and something that is completely contrarian, they just connected in practice for a 60-yard bomb over some of the Niners' better defensive backs. And if Pearsall's not there, we are going to have somebody that steps in to kind of keep that wide receiver position group going. Because other than that, it's Chris Conley.
Oh, Chris Conley. I thought he was out of the NFL.
No, he played in the Super Bowl with us.
That's interesting.
Also, being that we have Will Levis, you can look up Chiga Kanku if we happen to fail on both of those tight ends.
Well, let's see. Let's see if this son of a bitch snipes us on K Dotton. All right. Oh, he gets Quentin Johnston. Wow, what a sucker.
Yeah, I think it's just auto drafting for him, to be honest with you.
Wow, look at Massage Boy. Massage Boy has fallen 30 spots. Nobody wants him. So I think this Bucks triple stack is looking pretty impressive.
Yeah, got to pull the trigger on that.
Wow, bang. Look, he fell 10 spots. You know what? Even though we did not get Jared Goff, I think we adapted well.
Yeah, we're shaping up. We're shaping up really nice for what we
So
have.
I guess we could take Jonnu Smith off because I think we're good at tight end, right?
Yeah, I would say so.
Okay, so now we're just gonna look at running backs. Have you heard Justice Hill? Okay. So let me see what it looks like. I don't mind him for floor. I don't mind Will Shipley. Thoughts on guys like, do you still think Kendre Miller has a shot?
No, because the coach, even before a couple hours ago, I was reading the coach saying the last I saw him play was in college. I haven't seen him do enough out here, so I don't really know what he's capable of. So that
Ooh,
tells me
that's
that
not
the
good.
confidence is really not there for him.
I would say as a last resort, Jamal Williams is not bad. I believe we have 2 picks left.
Okay.
I say we go 1 running back, 1 wide receiver. Or do you feel like I think with this room we're fine. We should be okay.
I mean, I think we're fine in the wide receiver area as well. So I think for us, it really comes down to best available, unless we're really looking to correlate and we're going, Jawan Jennings just in case to have that extra volume there in San Francisco.
What are your thoughts on? Well, no, he's got a week 11 bye, so we can't really pick a running back with a week 11 bye. I mean, Roshan is my guy, but I haven't. They kept him out of last preseason game, and they just let Khalil Herbert run, which kind of tells me.
Click on Eric Gray real quick. What does it say about Eric Gray?
He's still pretty much competing with Tracy. The problem with Eric Gray and Tracy is, to me, they're on bad offenses.
Yeah.
But
he's the one. Is he the one that is the receiver that they're converting to running back? That they plan to use him a little bit more dynamically than a regular running back that is in there?
No, I don't think so.
So is that Tracy then? It's got to be one of the two.
I think Tracy's the one that's converted, but he's been banged up. Okay. I will say Dylan Lawabe is great. Carson Steele's been making some noise for KC. He's like a white running back. He's 6'1", 225. He's a power back like Pacheco, and he can catch. He's a better pass catcher. And apparently he's situated behind Pacheco. I don't know what your thoughts on that, but I don't really see anything else. I'm not a Tank Bigsby guy. I think he's garbage. No offense if you're watching this, Tank. And then, I don't really see a whole lot else. Out of these running backs that we have highlighted, who do you want to go? Who do you think fits best with our build? I would say like we could go Roshan just to have more Chicago, or we could, and he's a pass catching. I think he's the best pass catcher there.
Right.
I really think Khalil Herbert is going to go to the Cowboys. In my opinion, he's either going to go to Cowboys or Chargers. I think they're just playing in the preseason just to up his trade value, and that's why Roshan's sitting, because I see him running with DeAndre Swift. So,
I mean, you know more about Roshan than I do. So
I love Roshan. I think Roshan. I just think he's been overshadowed by Bijan. I think he's Bijan's just slightly better, but Roshan is a beast, and it's not this often you get a high quality handcuff on an up and coming offense.
Right.
You know. So yeah, do you think we need to add more firepower with Dylan Luabe, or do you want to go with Jawan Jennings?
Me, I'm going Jawan Jennings just so I can have that San Francisco stack, being that we invested in Brock Purdy so early. We want it to pay off dividends for us if he does have a big game. I can understand why you would go Luabe. Maybe they don't like Zamir White all that much, and Luabe gets inserted into the starting lineup. Jawan is going to be most likely the third wide receiver there, and without depth behind them, and Brock Purdy doing a little bit more, I think that he's going to be an integral part of the Niners, but I don't think he's going to get as much run as you would from Luabe if he takes that starting spot. So we're betting on Brock Purdy possibly throwing, a couple touchdowns, or if there's an injury out there in San Francisco to Ayuk, or if Ayuk doesn't sign, it bumps up Juwan, or if Debo goes down, then we have Jawan Jennings. So that's the insurance that I like, there. And we're trading that for upside with Luabe. I mean, I'm probably pulling the trigger on Jennings just because we got so many running backs already.
And we might as well stack the 49ers Lions game like it's DFS, because you're there to win first.
Right.
And Jawan Jennings, people are going to laugh, but he could catch 5 for 60 and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah. And again, we don't know what's going on with Ayuk until he signs on the dotted line. And, when you don't participate in practice and you don't participate in preseason, how are you going to be condition-wise when the season starts? Is there going to be an injury that happens? Is that going to insert Jawan Jennings into the starting lineup right off the bat, for the first few weeks of the season? And now you got a nice little double stack there with Brock Purdy.
Yeah, overall, I don't really have a team like this, and I'm feeling really good. I feel like this is one of my better teams.
You said that about
I think we're loaded at wide receiver. We're loaded at wide receiver. We're loaded at tight end. I would even argue that we're loaded at quarterback, and then we just need our running backs to hold. I would say both Rashad White and Najee Harris. And then we have 2 high upside running backs. Well, 3, in my opinion. Yeah, what are your thoughts on the team?
No, I love all of the picks. The only area of concern that I have is just that running back group. Not that it's bad. I just think it's a little light that we're banking on, if those 3, 4, and 5 running backs do get the volume that we need. And even if they get half of the volume that we need, we're good. I always just get concerned of injury. So if we were to lose Najee Harris for a little bit, are some of those other guys going to be able to carry the squad for us?
Right, exactly. No, I agree with you. We're going to label this. So balls to the wall, Amon, Debo.
Or how about you just write balls to the wall, Goff got sniped.
Okay, yeah. Goff sniped. And then we'll put Bucks. I like it.
Cool.
All right, so in case you guys didn't know, we are competing for the top prize of $1.5 million. This is the flagship contest for Underdog. And we're going to go over the team once again. I think if our team makes the finals, I think it's a sick squad. Because the thing is, right, Mark, when people draft Amon at 4 or 5, they're not going to have access to Evans unless they reach for him, but he's going to be gone by then. And then Evans fell to us. So I think this is a pretty unique combination, not to mention to have Sam Laporta with these three. Basically, if we go and we look, and we'll pull it up right now. Anything you want to note about our team, Mark?
No, I mean, I really, I'm trying to scroll up, but I forget you're controlling the screen there. The only area of concern, well, like I've already touched on it. The only area of concern is the injury for running back. Outside of that, I think it's an excellent build. They're expecting big things from Will Levis. I told you I started buying football cards again, and some of the drums that we're beating around last year's rookie class was that there are people really expecting Will Levis to take a step forward, and that's why some people were investing in his cards over the summer. They think that they really have something there. He's not a dual threat quarterback like you'd love to have in fantasy, but he's got the arm strength to drop bombs on defenses that are playing against them. And with D Hop, we've seen the type of games that D Hop can have. So I think our build is rather unique and something that if we do make it into the playoffs, will allow us to possibly have that contrarian build to bypass some of those other squads there as we make our way to lining our pockets with that $1.5 million that we drafted here.
Exactly. And if we look at the slate, you can see that it's looking like the highest scoring total on the slate is probably going to be between Cardinals and Rams, right? And I would argue Cowboys, Eagles, and Lions, 49ers.
Yeah.
And the cool thing is, if we're sweating week 17, we're going to have to wait till the final game of the season. Mark, tell the fans, if we make week 17, are we meeting up Monday, December 30th, 2024?
Yeah, look, we're going to have to fly out to the Bay and watch that game in San Francisco with my people as we are fighting for the position that we want to have with this team. So I think that would be a very exciting thing to do. Tour the city, watch the game, just have an all-out exciting best ball mania finale.
Yes. And just to go over it again, guys, we went with the 3 QB build. I could not have done this build without Mark. Honestly, I don't think I would have went with this build. And I really like it. I'm in love with it. I think this is one of my favorite teams. And I have 38 entries right now. So again, guys, we got the San Francisco stack, the Bucks stack, and we got a little mini stack with Will Levis to D Hops. And you were saying, Mark, that you just think our only weakness on the team is pretty much we're light at running back, and we're going to need Rachaad White and Najee to hold. But if James Conner was to go down early, that would boost this team tremendously.
Right. Yeah, those last 3 selections there at running back, we're really reliant on, an injury happening or them carving out, a niche to get more carries on their respective squads. But in terms of running backs like Rachaad White and Najee, I think it's a home run for our build because they both can catch the ball, both get heavy usage in the red zone. and we're just reliant on them staying healthy.
And what I like about it too, when you're strategizing with regards to best ball, I think a pro tip for all you watching is, when your running backs have high bye weeks, like it's later on in the season, like week 11, week 9, you could shoot for more upside and home runs with other running backs because they're going to take time. Injuries take time. Battling for the number 1 spot takes time. So this, if they stay healthy, gives us time for Ty Chandler, Trey Benson, Roshan to kind of take control of their own backfields.
Right.
Before that bye week comes up. So that's also a pro tip.
Yeah, injuries are part of the game, and you need to have some risk built into your lineup, like you said, to have some high upside just in case it does happen. And we've talked about this in the other videos. Players like Will Shipley, if Saquon goes down, sliding him into the lineup would be a killer move for you if that did occur during the season. Same thing with Jordan Mason. We always highlight Jordan Mason because if McCaffrey has an extended injury, we know that Jordan Mason's going to slide right into an offense that he's familiar with. He knows the scheme. He's going to get a shitload of the carries. And again, it would be just a major boost up for your running back position there.
Yeah, I agree completely. All right. Well, I think that's going to do it for us. I really enjoyed it, this episode of Balls to the Wall. Anything else you want to add, Mark?
No, that's it, man. One thing I do want to say, obviously, is you said you really like this team, one of your favorite teams that you've drafted thus far out of all your entries. Now, if we go back to the last video, you said the same thing about the other team that we drafted as well. So either I'm a good luck charm or we work well together, my friend.
I think we work well together. You're talking about 2 fans, 1 Dolphins fan, 1 49ers fans. I mean, we're just bound to pick 49ers and Dolphins players, and you just can't go wrong with 49ers and Finns.
But listen, man, I always have a great time doing this with you. Again, this is our 3rd best ball draft. First 2 were done on DraftKings. This one is done on Underdog. And if you haven't watched those first 2 videos, just go back, take a peek at them if you got some extra time. We do this so we can give you guys some insight about live drafts. Maybe you're new to best ball, and this helps you identify strategies that will work best, for your builds if you're entering the foray for the first time. And also, just to put it out there, we are also getting involved in polymarket prediction picks. It's another series on this channel, something that I really think that you should look into. You get to buy shares, sell shares of your top fantasy scores. You get to buy and sell shares of who you think might get to the Super Bowl, division winners. And I might have a little bit of insight, talking to people within the company, that there are more markets coming out that are going to be exciting. Something that I'm really, really ingraining into my sports investing for this NFL season. And I'm super excited about it. There's nothing better than being able to buy and sell shares as the game's going on. If you want to protect your bag of money, you can do so by setting limit orders and selling those shares before the bet craps out. Or if you want to buy your team that hey, man, we made a couple of mistakes in the first quarter, but I believe my team is going to turn around and win this game. You can buy shares low and sell them high, or just ride it out to the end and just be victorious and set a nice financial future for you for this year in the draft. That's it for me. Brandon, if there's anything you want to say, let's get out of here.
Nope, that's it for me as well. See you all in the next one.
Cheers, guys.